couple things. Chris Warren, pulled hamstring, will be out for the rest of the spring. Zach Shackelford with a rolled ankle will be out for the rest of the spring. Tristan Houston and Tennille Carter will not participate in the scrimmage Saturday, but we should have them back, both of them, on Tuesday. They've got slight ankle sprains. And then I think we talked about Brandon Hodges already. He's going to focus on his academics this spring and make sure that he's eligible. And the same with Marcel Southall. Questions?
I think today we were talking about running backs. We noticed Porter and who else? You said Carter. I guess Carter was out, but we saw Kyle for sure as the only scholarship guy out there.
Correct. It's a little scary.
It's a little thin.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think looking out there seeing that?
It makes you nervous. I'm glad we signed two. You know, that's a very physical position that very rarely. I don't know that I've had a back go an entire season without missing at least a little bit of time here and there. So, you know, you better be deep in that room. And Kyle's kind of the last man standing on scholarship, but hopefully on Tuesday we'll, you know, triple that number. Just go from 1 to 3.
Sure. So did Carter practice today or no?
He jogged around a little bit, but he didn't do any contact stuff.
When it comes to Chris, are you a little concerned about his durability, especially missing 8 games last year and now a hammy this right now?
No, I mean, I think if they were, I don't know how to say, I mean, no. I mean, 2 injuries is not something to be concerned about, both unrelated. And, you know, the knee's fine, and, you know, he you know, got twisted around and kind of torqued his hamstring a little bit. And so, but no, I mean, if you start getting into the 4, 5, 6 injury category, then, you know, God's probably trying to tell you something. But at this point, not concerned at all.
You're looking at the interior of the offensive line, and you see guys who weren't on the 2D previously now having to get action. What did you see from them today, guys like Cunny and Anderson?
Yeah, we need, especially TC Terrell, to be a player for us, and Anderson too. They got to develop. These reps are getting in spring are invaluable because the 3s get very limited reps, and so if you're in the 2 deep, you're going to get a lot of reps. And again, we're going to need those guys to solidify the depth at those positions.
Coach, with the O-line, how are Denzel Okafor and Pat Hudson coming along?
Really good. I'm excited about Pat. He's got a great motor, which is really good. He goes really hard when he's in there. He's got to learn technique and assignment right now, but the thing that we demand in effort is there. And then Denzel is, I think, you know, he's got a great shot to, you know, provide us either some depth or be the starter at right tackle, because, you know, even though he's just a 6'3" guy, he's got, you know, probably a reach of a 6'8" guy. He's got really freaky long arms, so it's kind of what you want in an O-lineman. You know, not too tall so they get out leverage, but still have the length of a tall guy.
Talking about depth, it's the first time we've got a chance to talk to you since Brandon Harris made his announcement. What is it, back to the drawing board? I mean, I know you still want to get another person in there. What's your thoughts on quarterback right now?
Yeah, I think it's, you know, we keep checking the waiver wire. Got to make sure we can get them into school. That's, you know, that's an issue here in our graduate school. So we got to make sure that we can get them in, and you know, hopefully we can find one to provide some depth and competition in that room. And if not, that's okay. We'll go in with 2, and we'll figure it out. I mean, it's not going to be the end of the world, but the main thing is we got to find a guy that can get into school.
Coach, you've had a couple practices under your belt from that same room. What have you seen from Shane, and what have you seen from Sam so far?
Shane, you can tell, has played 12 college games. I mean, there's some seasonedness to him. I mean, this practicing against this defense is as hard as as hard as it gets for a quarterback in terms of protections and checks and runs, and because it feels like they got 15 guys on the field at all times, and so it's difficult. But you can tell he's got some poise back there, and that some game experience where it's not too fast for him. Sam, it's still pretty fast for him, but you see glimpses when things are clean. He makes some nice throws, makes some good decisions. So I think you can win with either one of them. With Shane, just right now, you can just tell a little bit that he's got a little bit of experience.
Tom, are Kirk and Tennille missing time with injury? Kirk Johnson, what have you seen from him, if at all, when healthy?
Not much. Yeah, I mean, because I don't know that he even went through a full practice in pads. So, then hopefully we'll get Tennille back on Tuesday to see more from him. If you see improvement every day, then I think you're on the right track. And if you see your mental errors go down every day, then you're on the right track. We know those two kids can physically play the position of quarterback. Now it's about mentally getting everything right over and over and over again.
Outside of Andrew Beck, do you know what you have at tight end? I mean, Peyton O'Coin coming out of a red shirt. What have you seen from him?
Yeah, and he's been limited with a shoulder, the other shoulder. So no, we've actually talked about getting into some 10 personnel and 20 personnel and getting into some formations that don't include a tight end, just to because I don't feel good with what's behind Andrew right now, and maybe those guys, Garrett and Peyton, will continue to get better. But if we played tomorrow, we'd put another wide out or running back in right now.
Coach, how has Malik made been adjusting to this new defense and what you guys are doing?
He likes it. I know that. He is adjusting daily to the expectations of him playing lower pad level, playing more aggressive, playing more physical, and he wants to. So it's a learned habit that's going to take a while, but I've seen it done many times before, and it's playing with low pad level and playing not tentative, but not thinking, just going. That a lot of that, the pad level and playing low is leg strength, so that'll come, and playing aggressively will come when the offense or the defense is kind of second nature to you. And so the good thing is the want-to's there. So I see him getting better every day.
You'd like him better at that will position than maybe where he was last year?
I don't know where he was last year, but I like him where he's at right now.
What did Shane and Puna do to get the Champions Award from the scrimmage?
They were the players of the game. We grade scrimmages just like we would a game, and so guys that grade out at a certain level are recognized in front of their peers the day after the game as playing at a championship level, and come up, get a big hug and congratulations, and then the offense and defensive staff kind of say, okay, this is the player of the game and this is the player of the game, and so that's what they were. They were chosen by the two staffs as the players of the scrimmage.
What area do you
or is
like?
it graded by pure statistical things?
Not both. We grade assignment, technique, and effort on every play. So
What area do you like right now? You talked a lot about who's out and who's thin and all that. What do you like? What are you not worried about?
this is as deep of a wide receiver room as I've been around. I think that's a positive. They got to start playing more physical and playing assignment sound, but it's nice to be able to roll 6-7 guys in there and not feel like there's a massive drop off. The three guys that are running with the ones right now in Puna Ford, Malcolm Roach, and Chris Daniels, I think you can win with. So that was a pleasant surprise to me considering the winner they had. Now we got to get the guys behind them playing better because it's not. We gotta go. But you asked me for some positives.
Chris Nelson or Chris Daniels?
What did I say?
You said Daniels.
Daniel.
Nelson.
Huh? I meant
Thank you,
Nelson. Yes,
Yeah.
Chris Nelson.
What do you do differently in terms of drills and periods during a practice to bring that out?
We had a goal line tackle period today. It's one-on-one. It's hard to describe, but you put the ball down on a bag and the ball carrier takes it, and he's got to cross the line within a very tight space, and the tackler has to keep him from doing that or run him out of bounds. Today was a pretty physical day. We put the ball down on the 4-yard line on the goal line, and got after it pretty good, ones-on-ones down on the goal line and in the red zone. So, and we had a first down period today too, which was heavy run. So, I think the more, again, it's just you got to play football. That's one thing, because we got to learn how to communicate. We got to learn on defense. We got to learn how to get lined up on offense and what to do at a very quick rate. But then you continue to praise in your meetings when someone is exceptionally physical and does things up to our expectations. You praise the heck out of it, and when someone isn't, then you criticize the heck out of it, and then eventually they learn. We all want to be praised, right? So you learn what the expectations are, and you go do it.
What are you most concerned with?
Halfway through the spring, are you pleased with the progress that these guys are making? Are they hitting all the check marks that you want them to hit halfway through?
Yeah, they're really, again, there were no check marks in terms of where we're at in terms of knowledge of the defense, knowledge of the offense, execution. The one thing I am happy is they're trying. There's very little defiance, which is a good thing. If the want to and the will is there, then we'll take care of all the rest. So that's been a very positive thing for us, and now we got to go do it at some point. I got to be able to answer that question and say, yes, we're as physical as we want to be, and yes, we're communicating the way we want to communicate, and yes, we're completing our assignments the way that we're supposed to be. But right now, through whatever it is, 7 practices, not the time. Now's the time to just teach them the expectations of how we practice and how we prepare, and then the rest will come.
What area are you most concerned with?
Probably linebacker production right now, but again, I'm not concerned about a whole. I mean, you put my feet to the fire, that's what it would be, but it's not a big concern right now because we're 7 practices in, and we've had 1 scrimmage, and they're learning and they're getting better. So I don't. It's not a big concern certainly, but feet to the fire, that'd probably be really the only thing that would like to see a little bit better at this point.
Thank you, Tom.
Thanks.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.